Andy Calaby is an English player from Cambridgeshire who started playing darts at age 14 and first appeared in the PDC back in 2004 as a 34-year-old painter decorator when he lost 5-2 to Steve Hine in the last 64 of a UK Open qualifier. He was able to start appearing in the PDC due to backing he got from a local snooker club who took a cut of his winnings. A few weeks later, he beat Tony West 3-2 to reach the last 16 of the Open Holland before he lost in a decider to Robbie Widows. Away from the PDC, he then had a good run at one of the UK's biggest one-day tournaments, the Hampshire Open, where from a field of over 400 players, he went on a run to the semi-finals. On this lengthy run to the last four, he didn't drop a single leg. In the semi, he was twice ahead of Les Wallace, who was pushed to a sudden left leg, where he lost the ball and then the match. A month later, his decent run of form continued as he reached the PDC 2 semi-final at the Sheppey Darts Classic, where he picked up wins over Terry Jenkins and Alan Warren a little before losing out to Kevin Painter. He then attended the PDPA qualifier for the 2004 World Grand Prix, where he edged out Wes Newton 4-3 in the decider to qualify for his first PDC major, which was played in his favoured double start format. As a reward for making his first major, he was drawn against none other than the 11-time reigning world champion Phil Taylor, who had won the Grand Prix in 5 of the previous 6 years. Phil had seriously considered retirement at the start of 2004, but chose against it, and during the season managed to win his 7th world match play. Taylor was clearly the massive favourite for the game against Calaby, who hadn't really done anything of note in the PDC, certainly not on TV. Ahead of the game, Calaby had lost in the first round of the last 4 events and was a 2,000 to 1 shot to win the event. Phil was the 4-9 favourite to win the tournament and 1-66 on to beat Calaby. Nobody gave Andy a chance. When the game got underway, it took Taylor 5 darts at a double to get in, but he still managed to win the first leg. Calaby then took out 108 in the next leg to level the set, and also managed to win the 4th leg to force a deciding leg in the first set, where Taylor had the throw and would surely go 1-0 up. However, the power failed to take out both 141 and 52, allowing Calaby to hit double 8 and claim the opening set. Many then expected a strong response from Taylor, who at the time had only lost once in the Grand Prix. However, the exact opposite happened, and Andy scored heavily, allowing him to go 2-0 up in legs and be the first to finish in the third, where he remarkably took out 145 to stun Taylor, winning the game 2-0. This was one of, if not the biggest shots in darts history at the time. Following his great win, Calaby said that there was no reason why he couldn't go the whole way. He said that he had been playing terribly in the build-up, but that he felt great when he got onto the televised stage for the first time. He added that he would be really popular in the players' room due to the scalp. Taylor called Andy a good lad and stated that the game was getting harder and harder due to younger players, meaning that he had to get back on the practice board and work hard. Next up for Andy was 2-time world champion Dennis Priestley, and he made a great start, winning the first 3 sets to go 1-0 up. He also managed to win the second set, that one by hitting double 16 in a deciding leg. Priestley then won back-to-back sets, the first after Andy had been 2-1 up, to send the game to a deciding set. Calaby then won this decider 3-1 with a checkout of 1-2-1 to beat another legend and reach the quarter-final. Andy said that it felt like a completely different game as he took in the crowd and camera movements, but that he still felt good. He said that he needed that win to make sure people didn't call him a one-hit wonder. His average then fell below 70 in a nervy 4-1 quarter-final loss to Alan Warren a little. Nevertheless, it'd been a great tournament for Calaby, which he could build on. So, what happened to Andy next? Well, in 2005, he went on a run to his first and only PDC Pro Tour semi-final at an event in the Isle of Wight where he whitewashed Wes Newton before losing to Ronnie Baxter. Then, in 2006, he reached another major quarter-final at the UK Open where he beat John Part before losing to Alan Tabern. He then didn't make it past the last 16 of any event in 2007 before only appearing in one event in 2008. He was back on the tour in 2009 and 2010, but he failed to make it past the last 32 of any tournament. Andy hasn't appeared in a PDC event since 2010 and has disappeared from the darting landscape. So, where did he go? Well, A 2017 book states that Calabi's sponsors pulled out, and after paying for his own travelling for a while, he chose to stop playing in the PDC and go back to work. In an interview in May 2013, Andy said that people still stopped him to talk about his win over Taylor and how they had won money betting on it. I can't find any trace or quotes from Andy since then. If anyone can, let me know in the comment section down below. Aidan Kirk is another one-hit wonder player from the UK. After only reaching one Development Tour quarter-final in 2011, a run during which he whitewashed Michael Smith, he went to Q School at the start of 2012, where he won just one game across the 4 days and failed to win a card. He then attempted to qualify for the UK Open and was unsuccessful before he embarked on another Development Tour season where he reached one quarter-final and one semi, meaning that he finished 20th on the order of merit. He was then unsuccessful at Q School for a second time in 2013, as well as at the UK Open qualifiers, before playing on the Challenge Tour for the rest of the year, where he only made the last 16 twice. He had a third crack at Q School in 2014, but was unsuccessful again, before he won 6 games in the 6 UK Open qualifiers, helping him to finish 88th on the order of merit and secure his major debut. Ahead of the UK Open, he played in 2 Development Tours and 2 Challenge Tours, where he didn't get past the last 16. All signs suggested that he wasn't going to have a very good run at the UK Open. However, in his first major game, he picked up a deciding leg 5-4 win over Conan Whitehead, where he averaged just 82. He followed that up with a 5-2 win over Gerwyn Price, which despite sounding like a big shock, wasn't, as it was Gerwyn's major debut. He then had to face Phil Taylor, the 5-time and reigning UK Open champion, on the televised stage, making his TV debut in the process. This surely spelled the end of Aidan's run. However, he got off to a great start, taking out 1-2-1 to break Taylor in the first leg. Kirk then won half of the next 6 legs to take a 4-3 lead, before an iconic moment happened in the 8th leg, where Taylor twice bust 130 by hitting the double 12 when aiming for the double 5 in back-to-back visits. This allowed Aidan to hit double 4 and go 5-3 up. Phil hit back by winning back-to-back legs to go into the second break with the game tied at 5-all. Surely Phil would easily win after the break. Phil then missed 2 darts at double 16 to hold, allowing Aidan to take out 88 on the ball and break. He then had a clutch last dart in hand finish on 76 to go 7-5 up. Kirk then won 2 of the next 4 legs to prevent the game from going to a last leg decider, securing an unbelievable 9-7 win over the Power. Following the game, he said that he couldn't believe it and that the win was a dream come true. He said that his aim when getting to the event was just to win his first 2 games to have the chance at facing Phil. Aidan added that his mum, who was a big Phil Taylor fan, didn't even think that he could win. He then faced recent World Championship finalist and Premier League leader Peter Wright and went 5-3 down in the early stages. However, in a crazy turn of events, he then won 6 legs in a row to get a 9-5 win over Snakebite. He stated that he was living the dream and didn't care who he played next. It was Brendan Dolan in round 5 and Aidan took out 108 to level the game at 7-all. He then lost back-to-back legs to bring an end to his dream run. So, what's happened to Kirk since? Well, later on in 2014, he reached a Challenge Tour final where he was beaten by Brett Claydon in a decider. After failing to win a tour card yet again at Q School in 2015, he won his first Development Tour title later in the year, beating Benito Vanderpas 4-1 in the final. After a 5th Q School failure at the start of 2016, he won his second Development Tour event, which helped him to finish 3rd on the Development Tour Order of Merit, which was enough to earn him a tour card without having to go to Q School after Dean Reynolds decided to turn it down and stay in the BDO. In his first year as a tour card holder, he only made it to the last 32 of 2 Players' Championship events and only qualified for 1 Euro Tour, where he beat Michael Ploy in the deciding leg before losing to Alan Norris. The vast majority of his 2018 season was worse, as he only made 2 last 32s again and didn't make it to any Euro Tour. However, he then made up for that by winning 4 straight games at the PDPA World Championship qualifiers to secure his Ali Pali debut, beating Madars Razma 7-6 in the deciding game. Aidan was drawn against Gabriel Clemens, who was also making his World Championship debut, and he needed to reach the last 16 to keep his tour card. However, he lost 3-0, averaging just 80.3, only taking one of the sets to a 5th leg. He then only won one game in 4 days at Q School, and only made one semi-final on the 2019 Challenge Tour. He was unsuccessful at Q School in both 2020 and 2021, and failed to make a quarter-final on the Challenge Tour. He hasn't played in the PDC since 2021, and has had an interesting career change, switching to become a children's book author, which he was inspired to do after the birth of his daughter in 2020. His first book, Rusty the Old Bicycle Race Day, was released in 2022 and currently has 3 5-star reviews on Amazon. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, as currently under 10% of my watch time comes from subscribers. Also, make sure you turn on notifications so that you don't miss an upload. Leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know other one-hit wonder players I forgot.